just the idea of process for over results for Victor Wembanyama. I would say Victor had his best game of the night, or best game of the season so far last night against Sacramento. The Spurs win this game 116-96. Really, really impressive win. And Wembanyama goes for 34 points on 13 for 22 shooting, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks. He was a monster. Controlled the game. Did a great job on the interior. Held Domantas Sabonis to 23 shots on 19 field goal attempts. Sabonis did not get to the foul line last night. He turned the ball over 4 times. He had 5 fouls. Wemby was really, really, really good last night. And I don't want to underemphasize that. He's already probably a top 30 player in the league. If the three is like really falling like it was last night, there probably aren't 10 better players in the league. But there's still just something missing when I watch him. And it's largely that, again, we're going to talk about this a little bit with Cooper Flagg and with the Duke-Kentucky game. Everything feels harder than it has to be on offense with Wemby. And part of that is the Spurs basically refuse to play him with guys who can space the court, like consistently having 4 guys around him that can space and shoot. He's almost always got somebody like Steph Castle out there, or, Keldon Johnson can shoot, but Keldon's more prone to slashing and driving. Blake Wesley might be out there sometimes, and he doesn't really get guarded. We're almost there. If they just start Devin Vassell and play him a majority of his minutes with Wemby in these starters, I do think that there is a real chance that he's going to start to be more effective on his drives, which then will solve a lot of the issues I'm going to talk about. But it does just feel like he settles a lot. I think that his average shot distance right now, and I can look this up while we're talking, is something like 15 feet away from the rim, 16 feet away from the rim. It's just very, very far for a guy that is 7'4". And I don't mean to get on my high horse here and be like, oh my God, like he really needs to get his ass on the block and shoot and everything like that. Like, that's not totally what I'm saying here. But I do think that there is some space here for Victor to try to get to the basket more often. And some of the things we're going to talk about here are issues in regard to him getting closer to the rim. It's not wildly easy for him. And of course, as soon as I try to find like average shot distance on Daryl Blackport's awesome site, play-by-play stats, I can only find it by average 2-point shot distance and average 3-point shot distance. But by the way, his average 3-point shot distance is 26.5 feet. So he's taking threes from like 3 feet behind the line for the most part, not just like right at the 3-point line. And he's not taking a ton of like crazy corner threes. Like he's taking deep threes for the most part. So we'll just kind of talk through it. I mean, he was great last night, but I wonder about the process versus the results a little bit. It feels like he doesn't have just like a go-to move yet. And I think that this can be overstated from time to time. But he does need something that he can rely on more consistently in order to get a shot. And part of this is he's just so skinny right now that it's hard for him to establish position. So on this one, we're going to see a spin backward. Sabonis just shoves him out to the 3-point line here. Like he's all the way out here. Look where he starts this possession after this spin. I mean, after the spin, realistically, he's here. He has a foot in the lane. And then Sabonis just pushes him out. And look, he just absolutely drills this shot over Sabonis because this high release point makes it easier for him to shoot over the top of even 7-footers. But it's hard. These are hard things to do. He gets kind of a potential mismatch here, and then Sabonis gets him. See, this is smart to me. This is where he can live, I think. And this is just a really great read, in my opinion. But little things like this, where he goes, acts like he's going to post Sabonis. You get a baseline drive here from the wing and flash up to the middle. This doesn't involve him having to establish position. Doesn't involve him having to like maintain position against Sabonis. I love actions like this for Wembanyama. This is the kind of stuff that I think can be effective for him. And this is just awesome. This pass is incredible to me. Him making these reads already is huge. He realizes the pass is a little bit behind him, but I think he sees that Keegan Murray has come in here. And so he just immediately shoots this out before he even lands. And that's a perfect shot. Look, process-wise, that's good. Like, I'm very comfortable with him doing that. But now we're going to get into just him taking threes now. This three, I don't have a problem with, to be clear. This is a trailer three in rhythm, wide ass open. Perfect. I'm good with that. That makes all the sense in the world to me to take and make that shot. This one, I'm a little bit more hesitant. It goes. But this is like a real contest here. And Wemby at this point, he's a solid shooter. He's a good shooter for a big, but I would not say he's a great shooter. Like he is a 32% three-point shooter last year, 31% so far this year. We will see if that continues to improve. But to this point in his career, he hasn't been a great shooter to be taking contested transition three-pointers 17 seconds left on the shot clock. It goes, but I don't know about the process there. Here, I mean, this is just him being absolutely sick on defense again. You know, even though he struggles in general to maintain his position on offense, I think he actually does a great job of getting low on defense and taking bumps. Like Sabonis doesn't own him here. Like he does a great job here of getting his hands out, taking this bump, slowing him down, getting his legs bent. Like that's a pretty good base for him to be able to live. And then ball ends up going out on Sabonis. But that's what makes him such a good defender. A, the length, obviously, and the timing and the second jump. And we'll see an unbelievable second jump, I think, on this possession. But, I mean, this is just insane here. You know, in drop, falls for the pump fake, but it doesn't matter because the second jump is so fast and he's so freaking long that he can spin and second jump and swat this shot. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Fall for the pump fake. And then he's able to land on balance, get his legs underneath him, and then go back up. That's insane. It's totally insane to me. Another early screen. This is the one that I did not like at all. My dude, you are 17 seconds left on the shot clock. This is 31 feet, probably something like that. 30, probably 31 feet from the rim. That's not the shot that I want. I get it that the Kings are going to be playing in drop. I wonder if Mitch Johnson kind of told him coming into the game, hey, this is a shot you can get. But they aren't really even that deep in drop. I don't love that shot. That's the kind of stuff that I would like to see him excise a little bit. So here goes to get the ball. And he's just loose with it right now. We'll talk about this when we talk about Cooper Flag. Cooper's also a bit loose with it. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that just can't really happen. I don't know why he felt like he could spin here. Can't keep the ball in his left hand while he's on that side of the court in a post up. It just can't happen, really. And look, he's a turnover prone player right now. He's averaging 3.6 turnovers per game. I think he averaged like 3.8 last year. Here, I like that he feels like he has the mismatch there against McDermott. Goes to the high post. Feels that the help man here comes forward. And that I like that he's reading this player. I think it's great that he's reading this guy. He thinks that DeRozan is going to come up. Instead, though, DeRozan reads his eyes like a book and just goes and gets the ball. But I like that is process that I do like from Victor. Reading this player is good. It's just a skill thing here, right? Hit a pass fake. Maybe just kick it out here. That will come. That I'm not worried about. If he's seeing this player already, it's going to be fine. But I like that he's seeing that player, even if this one results in a turnover. Here, again, posts up Keegan Murray. I like that he feels the help come again, right? The Kings feel like this is a mismatch. So DeMar comes, digs down on the ball. Not a bad idea against a turnover-prone player for the most part, but I like that he sees it. And I like that he feels it. The fact that he's feeling this already is good. Again, feels the mismatch onto Keon Ellis. Goes and gets the ball, chucks it back out. Eventually, they're going to get a Sandro 3. Offensive rebounding can be super helpful for him. He's so big, but I like the pass out, the kick out. Here, again, offensive rebound. This time just goes up and finishes it himself. Can be so big. Can be so critical for him. He should get 4 to 6 points off the glass easily per game. Rebound, grab and go, and I hate this. I don't care that it goes in. I hate it. Like he is not a good enough shooter to pull up from 30 feet yet in transition. He's just not. This is where the process gets bad. This is where I don't love the process. Like Mr. TD calls this a bailout shot. I don't even think this is a bailout. I just think it's a bad shot. They have 19 seconds left on the shot clock. I hate it. I don't want it. So fun set here. Again, trying to get that ISO empty side of the court. Pump fake here. I mean, look. Didn't go. Bad shot, right? Keegan Murray's a really good defender, and Keegan Murray has gotten most of his plaudits and rightful plaudits for being a perimeter defender to this point. He was a great post defender at Iowa because he's so strong and physical, has a really strong torso and chest. He can do this. If he can make this shot at some point, like if you feel like he can't become a player that always establishes position, okay, I'm fine with saying that. I don't mind this as an idea for him, given that he is 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, as something of a go-to shot against a mismatch situation like Keegan Murray, who is 6'7", 6'8", not crazy length, but some length, like 7-foot wingspan. He probably has like an 8'7", 8'8" standing reach. I don't mind this if this is an idea that he has, even maybe as a counter. But this needs to be something that you like work on at an elite level in the offseason. Like, this is a hard ass shot. Maybe you can get to the point where like this can be your version of a skyhook, something like that, right? I don't mind the idea though. He needs something like this. Maybe it's this shot. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it is just like a pure skyhook. Who knows? But something like this doesn't bother me necessarily. It's not a good shot right now. I don't think he can make it consistently right now. But this idea of this shot is interesting to me. Let's get to a quick little note from PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money action. There are over 10 million members. Like I said a second ago, they invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. PrizePicks always puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. We are big fans of PrizePicks here. We absolutely love the app and what they're doing for the daily fantasy sports scene. Download the app today and use code GameTheory to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use that code GameTheory to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. With Robinhood Gold, you don't need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Now, the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn a very liberal 4.5% APY on uninvested cash and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement boost on IRA account contributions. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of the high net worth for any net worth for just $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Terms apply. For specific product disclosures, visit robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. Next one. I mean, again, we're so many of these made threes just like are bad process shots to me that drive me insane. Again, 29 feet from the rim, 15 seconds left on the shot clock. I mean, if you just want to get them the reps, like, okay, it's fine. I mean, the team's not going to be a playoff team in all likelihood this year, but they are sitting here at 5-6 now. They're probably going to be 6-6 because they play the Wizards next game. I mean, he's really good. Like they're an awesome defense. It feels like because of him. I don't know. I don't like the process. I don't. I keep saying that over and over again, but like it just keeps showing up. So again, they decide to empty it out. Trey Lyles this time on Wemby. I like that he just passes over the top. Again, being as big as he is, obviously Jordan McLaughlin just falls here, but like he can just throw this over most defenders. He should be like an awesome passer. And I think he's actually going to be. That's why I brought up the other one where he turned the ball over. The fact that he's seeing the court this way, I think is going to make him like a really high level passer at some point. And he has the ability to create angles like that nobody else can really create. It's kind of what makes Jokic such a good, part of what makes Jokic beyond everything else an unbelievable passer is he has unbelievable hands. He has enormous hands. And he's able to create different angles in creative ways for people. So this one, screen and roll. Offensive rebound. Great. Hey, let's do more of this. Let's live in this world for a minute. I'm into this. Screen. Shake pass backward or hit Wemby. One or two. Depends on what the tag defender does there. Chris Paul's a genius. He sees Keegan Murray understand that he has to tag here. He has to go in here. Live in this world. Like this is a world that you can absolutely thrive in, I think. If that's Devin Vassell instead of Steph Castle over there, now we're cooking with gas a little bit. But this is good process to me. I love this, even though, look, he goes up, gets the rebound over Sabonis, finishes. But like that's great offense to me. I want to see that more. Let's do it. Again, pick and pop here. Tries to set up Sabonis. His handle isn't quite strong enough to break guys down off the bounce yet. Doesn't play with enough bend. Doesn't really have the ability to like control the ball in the way he needs to if he wants to get into space, right? Which is what he's trying to do there. This one just takes a charge. Here, we're in just like essentially a horns, right? That's where this is going to go. Yep, horns. Flash out from Castle. Entry pass to Barnes. And again, it's basically the same set we saw the Sixers run for Embiid, right? So Chris Paul entry. Going to go around to the corner here, set a screen. Wemby's going to flash middle. This is a set that we can live with, right? Again, getting him on the move where he can be mobile and get his mobility advantage on other bigs, that's the world I want to live in, especially without the ball. So again, corner, similar play, but a counter off of it this time, right? So Chris Paul goes, acts like he's going to set the screen, but instead we get into what could be like a middle Chicago, middle zoom. Suboptimal. Now, like 7 seconds left on the shot clock, 9 seconds left when he decides to take it. You do have Chris Paul here asking for the ball, but that's a cloudy window. Herder's there. The other thing that's open here is his head's down. Like you can literally just see his head's down here. I mean, that's where we want to live. We want to find Steph Castle wide open. He's a big, like, I don't want to, but if you're going to run these kind of middle Chicago-y actions, kind of got to see those things, right? Not a great rep. Just not a great process decision-making rep, right? Forget the air ball. Just overall, the process was not great there. This one I put on here just because you can see the impact of his rim protection so abundantly. So he's on Sabonis here. He knows that he can fly off of Sabonis. Teams are comfortable leaving Sabonis open from 3. Herder drives and is just like, nope, I'm not doing this. Not against that guy. Tries to kick it out. Castle gets the steal. Ends up being a layup for Champagny. We'll kind of zoom through these last few things. I feel like I've made my point on the process here. Sorry, I forgot that this play was here. Again, I would just love to see him roll more often. Awesome set. Like, awesome set. What they're doing here to get into this. Man flying up here. Entry pass here. Then replacing in the corner. All while Wembanyama is coming up to set a screen diagonally. And Keldon Johnson is coming here for like a little mini exchange that way. Vassell takes the screen. Perfect pocket pass. Like, again, just stop popping. Don't stop popping, but do it less often. These are the shots that he can create. These are the easy opportunities. I mean, again, just the threat of him as a shot blocker is ridiculous. And then the actual contest as well. Look how many turndowns this is just around the rim, right? So 1 turn down, 2 turn downs, and then the contest at the basket, and then the rebound. Just ridiculous. Like totally ridiculous. He is such an impactful rim protector in every way. Again, now we're going to go get another offensive rebound, tips it out. Going to get it himself this time. Drills his 6th 3, maybe his 5th 3 there. I mean, this is just like the craziest play of the night for me. I have no idea what Wemby is doing here. On some level, we're just like exploring the studio space. Shout out Bruce Dickinson. But like, does he try to go behind the back here to split this? I think he does. I mean, like he's just not a good enough ball handler to be doing this. It's kind of the thing. I get that we're exploring the studio space here. We're having some fun. We're up 14. But we got to know our limits a little bit too. And like, you don't want to put limitations on Victor, but I feel comfortable saying that on a play where a split isn't even there, really, in my opinion. And I get why he goes for it, because DeMar just goes for the ball. He shoots this, right? And he feels like he has to do something. He's just kind of in no man's land. He thinks he gets fouled, I guess, maybe. Like he has his arms up there, kind of wondering what's going on. But yeah, like just this is a pick six, essentially. You can't let those things become pick sixes. That was honestly, forget the 3-pointers. That was the play where I was like, okay, this is batshit. What are we doing here? But then again, like, we're gonna get to him on defense here again, and we're just swatting the shit out of De'Aaron Fox, right? And now, again, we're seeing these passes. Like, I think he has better vision than what he did last year. I think he has better vision. I think he has better instincts. This is awesome. You can see him literally looking at this defender and knowing that Mamu is open over here. Shout out Sandro. And then this one, screen into a rescreen. Again, we're rolling. See, that's a shot. I'm fine with mid-range jumpers if they're in rhythm like that. This is awesome. And I honestly, I know there was a lot made of Chris Paul getting there, and I think Chris Paul's been helpful for them. I don't want to say otherwise. Like, just having like a real adult around is useful. I think he has better chemistry by and large so far with Vassell already than what he's had with Chris Paul. I think that they just kind of know how to play off of each other a little bit better. This one drills it. And they've played for a year already. So that it would make sense that that would be true. Chris Paul hits him with the behind the back pass this time. Again, drills the pick and pop. And then finally, we're here at the free throw line. And for everything I said throughout this video on not wanting him as much on the perimeter, this is kind of a perfect encapsulation of what having a spacing center can do. So he comes out. He realizes as soon as Sabonis is out there, it's better for him to space to the corner. You're going to see here that these two are going to get confused onto whether or not they're going to peel switch this and account for Wemby in the corner, or if they're going to guard Chris Paul going to the rim. If this is Domantas Sabonis in the corner here, this defender just comes up, Lyles recovers, nobody really cares, right? But because Wemby is a real shooter, at least in some respect, and has made 6 threes at this point in this game, there's a confusion on whether or not we're going to peel switch it, and Chris Paul gets a wide open layup, basically. So for everything I just said, that's the value. But I think the Spurs could play it a little bit better. I think the Spurs could find different ways to get him into those areas. And I think he needs to be more willing to roll to the rim. And maybe it is as simple as him playing more often with Vassell. We'll see him roll to the rim a little bit more often. But man, it's just a little bit harder than what it has to be. It's a little bit harder than what it has to be right now.